long Memorial Day weekend approaching, we decided to travel to Alpine, Arizona with our sights set on exploring the Escudilla Mountain area and checking out nature's recovery effort after the Wallow Fire of 2011, the largest wildfire in Arizona history. But first we'd camp in an area we discovered north of Globe a few trips earlier.
So this is where we're ending up for the night. We're gonna park it right there.
We would again pay the cost of finding and enjoying remote campsites. Every trip seems to put more pinstriping on the truck, and at this point, a full repainting seems inevitable.
So we ended up finding another little tank. Hopefully Zach doesn't get another bug in his ear. He's back there setting some things up, and I am out for a little explore. Beautiful afternoon. We took off from Tucson around 3, made it up to cooler, higher country, probably about 5,000 feet right now, up in pinyon pine and juniper country. So it should be a pleasant night. Cooler than being down in the desert. Wow, what a difference coming up a few thousand feet in elevation makes. Here we are in this little spot. Zach set up the tent. We're gonna get some things out for dinner and have a nice little night. And then we'll take off in the morning up into much cooler country. I found this great little spot to sit and have a beer. It's an old alligator juniper. It's a nice little spot. There's the truck behind me right there. This is a great spot just to sit and relax and enjoy the evening. This big old tree. All right, catch you guys tomorrow. Nighty-night.
Oh, that one was smooth.
That one was smooth. Can't wait.
For us, the trip through the Salt River Canyon always feels like the gateway to Arizona's high country, marking the step into dense pine forests and encounters with lakes and rivers and wildlife. We linked a series of Forest Service roads together to avoid the highways and stay on dirt as much as possible. Just east of the Sunrise Park Ski Resort, we began to see the first evidence of the Wallow Fire. And the further east we traveled, the more intense the damage seemed to become. Our maps indicated that we were approaching the small town of Nutrioso on the western flank of Escudilla. The deadfall and burnout snags littered the mountainsides as we climbed over this pass, providing a shocking sight. And just like that, our destination came into view through the trees. A brief drive on Highway 180 would lead us to the road leading up to Terry Flat, a large bald at the top of Escudilla, encircled by a loop road shown here in orange. We were pleased to see that although the results of the fire were evident, the vegetation was surprisingly lush and green on the way up the mountain. Most surprising were the new stands of aspens that seem to dominate the hillsides now. These will certainly create a stunning blanket of color on Escudilla in fall seasons to come.
We stopped in this amazing open sort of park. It's actually called Terry Flats, and it's just wide open and breezy and beautiful. And we're gonna have a little bit of lunch. I think we're actually at 9,600 feet right now, which feels amazing. It's kind of cold and breezy, but just beautiful. Check out this mountain here. Look at that. I think that's right around 10,000 feet. It's just lovely. We're gonna have a little bit of lunch and hang out for a little bit. How was lunch?
Lunchy.
And then take off and explore more. All right. Absolutely stunning.
As we searched for an alternate trail off the east side of the mountain, we were blown away to see this huge herd of elk pass just a few hundred yards ahead of us on the trail. Although we didn't know it at the time, we would wind up that night camping beneath this overlook of Punch Bowl Spring. And here's a shot of Pete, looking majestic in this stand of aspens. Thanks, Pete, for taking us to another amazing destination.
been driving along for a while and I've been seeing all these amazing yellow flowers. We just stopped at this windy little point and I realized they're wild snapdragons. That's really cool. And there's bees and butterflies and all sorts of pollinators around. It's pretty amazing. Wild snapdragons. Who knew?
As it turns out, the route shown in blue here was impassable due to deadfall. We'd have to travel through Alpine to pick up the route shown in green, along the east side of the mountain and the New Mexico border.
So we just arrived at this incredible little spot. And there's this open park full of wild iris, and the birds are singing. I think we're at about, I don't know, a little over 8,000 feet. I could be wrong. It could be more like 8,600. I don't remember what the GPS said last time, as far as altitude, elevation is concerned. Really a beautiful spot. And there's this amazing little creek, I guess more of a stream down here. It's a good little spot to find. It's gonna be cold though. Nice and cool for us.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like 8,200 feet. It's probably 70 with a nice breeze.
Yeah, it's really good. Can't wait to look at the stars out in that field.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
Just north of Alpine on a little track that I found on Gaia GPS before we left Tucson. And yeah, we found a little campsite off of that track that is nice and level, and we've got this beautiful meadow behind us, and we're hoping to see some elk, maybe walk through a little later here at dusk. But yeah, it's been a great day. We've been up on top of Escudilla Mountain, almost at about 10,000 feet or so, and yeah, we kind of poked around up there, didn't find a campsite that we were super interested in staying at, especially knowing that it was going to be very cold, but we came down to this spot. It's about 8,500 feet and the weather is absolutely perfect, so we are getting ready for dinner, and then we'll probably bag it pretty early tonight just so that we can get up early in the morning and explore some more. So stay tuned.
So we had an amazing night last night. We actually ended up going to bed pretty early because it was chilly, but everything you'd ever want out of a high elevation sleep. So there's Escudilla. That's the mountain we were exploring, the mountaintop we were exploring yesterday, roughly around 10,000 feet in elevation, I think was our highest point. And it is really, really, really nice. This is an amazing open park. You can see there's Pete. Zach's off taking some photographs. Gonna make our way, not home yet, but back down to some lower elevations. New Mexico's that way. West over in that direction. It's just really stunning. down there is the Black River. And oh, is it special. This particular river is famous for trout. And so people from all over the state and from the Southwest come here to fish. But it is wonderful no matter what you do here. We're just gonna kind of chill out by the river for a little bit. Have a beer, listen to the birds. It's pretty great. So we made it down into the middle of the river. We're sitting on a few rocks, having a frosty beverage. And it's a little warm, but, oh, a little hummingbird, but absolutely perfect. Unfortunately, you can't drive down to this section of the river, so no camping unless you're backpacking and that sort of thing, or just down here fishing and you wanna, I don't know.
Throw a line in.
Throw a line in, or maybe just sleep rough.
After our time on the river, and with shadows lengthening, it was once again time to find camp for the night.
Oh my goodness. I saw some wild horses, and they have a foal. Oh, that's beautiful. So after a lot of driving and speculating and moving through the forest, we finally decided to camp here. It's nothing special other than the fact that it's out in the middle of nowhere, and we have lots of wild irises around and beautiful trees and no people. It should be a lot warmer tonight. What do you think the elevation is here?
That's like
7,700 feet. So we've gone down 1,000 feet or so. There actually is a fire fairly close to us, sort of east of here, but they're hot shots out, making sure that the fire doesn't get out of control. And so, you know, we won't have a fire tonight, which is kind of a bummer because that's always something fun to do. But yeah, better to be safe while you're out sleeping wild and exploring the backcountry than burn the place down. So what are you doing?
I'm hanging up our shower.
Why here on this tree?
Because I forgot our little tent. Because sometimes I forget things when we leave.
Yeah.
And it's a nice overhanging tree. And
I'm noticing that it's mossy.
it's a little mossy.
A little mossy. I think that'll work. All right. Our impromptu shower for the night. Looks good to me.
In the morning, I'd have one last look around in the cool temperatures and the tall pines of the White Mountains. We would decide to tackle the curves of the famous Highway 191 on our way south towards home. The scenery along this stretch is stunning as well, and had us dreaming of our next adventure in the not-so-distant future.
What do you think of that ladder?
I'm kind of over it.
You kind of over that ladder? This ladder's a dick.
I believe this is called B-roll. Yummy. Oh, my wife playing with shit. Roots is washing her feet right now. It's freaking cold up here. What the hell?
It's like 8 o'clock.
This is Arizona.
Back down. Oh, Escudilla. Oh my God.